Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I am your GM and host today, the Bardic Knock. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. We're going to be playing the Final Fantasy D6 game. This is session 10, and I will give a brief recap of events that have happened thus far in this game after the other wonderful people whose faces, well, you can see a face, and voices you can hear have said words of introduction about themselves. So with that, I'm going to throw the talkie ball down to ATB. ATB, could you kindly, I was going to say could you please and kindly, so it came out plainly in my mind. So could you please kindly introduce yourself?
You and your weird British language.
Yeah.
Hello. I am a tired pie who is playing as Lilith today for Final Fantasy Ripples of Spira. You can't really find me in a lot of places. You can find me lurking around in Discords wherever, like, these three people are or where other friends are. I kind of just followed a crowd. And yeah. You can also find me, I guess, occasionally talking on some of Bardic's Star Wars The Old Republic streams, where I just make up random lore about my own two Zabraks. And also, possibly, and I say possibly because we haven't really had a session in a month, an Undead Case channel on Thursday, every second Thursdays, we usually have Curse of Strahd, or we're supposed to have Curse of Strahd. And hopefully it will happen next Thursday. Stuff keeps coming up. Hopefully that'll be a thing. Yeah.
Stuff has a habit of coming up, so I'm sure of things. If that is everything, we can move on over to Natch. Natch, who are you?
Hey, I'm Natural One. I have, within the past week, started getting back into doing the streams. I mostly do like comfy art streams where we just kind of hang out and chill out and do some art together and talk about mental health. But sometimes I play games and get very angry at League of Legends, and we talk about anger management, mostly mine. But yeah, I'm trying to get back into that. So if you wanna give me a follow and check it out sometime, I'd be super appreciative of you. Okay, bye.
Yeah, please go and do that.
I'm Malcolm. Did I say that?
I don't know,
I'm-
but do it anyway now.
I'm Leather Daddy Red Mage Malcolm. So yeah.
Before I move on,
Legal name.
before I move on and let Rain say things about themselves, yes, if you ever have chance, please go and check out Natural One on Twitch. The streams are very enjoyable, and unfortunately they're usually at times when I am asleep, because there's an 8-hour time difference, so I tend to try and catch up on VODs and things like that, but they are very fun, very chilled, and I highly recommend them. Go and check out my friend. He is a good person.
My art is very swingy. It's either super adorable or absolutely horrific. There's not really an in-between.
I think it's all very good though. So.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's intentionally horrific.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, that's enough from me.
If that is everything, last and certainly not least, we have Rain. Rain, whomst are you?
I am Rain Hayes, and my throat just started not working. I play the Chaos Kitty Reno Boom, and I don't have anything else being streamed right now, so you can't find me anywhere else. You can find me in the Dungeon Masters Guild, where I have some products, and we'll have another product, but other than that, nope, nothing going on.
Alrighty, that is everything. So I'm going to give a brief recap of events, and before I do that, I need to figure out what exactly I'm doing with my voice and why I've decided to talk like this for most of this stream thus far. I don't know.
It's working for me, so if you want to keep going,
It's because your arm is up, so you've got that suave lean.
I think that's it. I think it's for some reason. I know exactly what it is. I took a deep breath and I decided I'm being serious now. And by being serious, I have donned a slightly more, well, it's a soothing tone, but it's attempting to be a little more serious. Although I am noticing I'm getting some strange Goldblum-isms as I'm occasionally going a lot. Probably because I can't use my usual filler words of fuck and anyhow, yes, recap. Previously, on Final Fantasy D6, the Rebels of Spira, our troublesome quartet, being Lilith, Malcolm, Reno, and the White Mage Raiko NPC, or NPC White Mage Raiko, there we go, get those three things in a correct order, decided, well, we didn't decide, they just did. There wasn't really any planning or decisions going on, but they made their way through the Temple of Kilika. It had lots of fire. It was just fire, and that is also the name of a previous episode title, so bonus points to me for dropping that. After doing that, they made friends with a very, very attractive dog demon person called Ifrit, or Ifrit, or however one pronounces that. Malcolm has made a good new friend and got another belt to his collection to act as a symbol of that friendship. Immediately following that, the quartet left the temple and went in seek of ruins, which they had sent Maester Bojo out, assumedly on a wild goose chase of sorts. Should one say a wild chocobo chase? Chocobo chase, chocobo chase, chocobo chase, chocobo chase. That is a weird phrase, and it's stuck in my
Geese
mind.
exist in the Final Fantasy canon?
Probably. I have not thought about it. So, yes, you found a tunnel. You went down said tunnel. It was strange. Where combat should have occurred, there was no combat to be found. Instead, only giant pillars of jagged stone and earth had been shifted and moved around, destroying any opposition you would come across, until finally you found a big door. You went through the big door, and inside the big door you saw Bojo, who is a worm. Big, scary worm, Bojo. And I believe that is where we ended last time. So, if anybody has anything they would like to do before assumedly jumping straight into fighty time. I've just seen what you're
What's wrong, Nat? What's wrong? Don't you remember this iconic scene from Final Fantasy VII?
What's terrible is that he stole his kill.
Sorry, ATV has shared an image of Final Fantasy VII deuteragonist Aerith Gainsborough. Gainsborough? I don't know. It's a really weird surname for Aerith, being stabbed by Goose from Untitled Goose Game. It is disturbing. That is what I am looking at. I am disturbed. Yes, words. Hello. Words. Would anybody wish to do anything before assumedly just jumping in and drawing weapons and attacking the crap out of Bojo the giant monster worm? Natch, I see lips moving, but you are currently muted.
Oh yeah, I was just saying no. I'm assuming we have well past the point of talking about things.
Just as a pre-fight preemptive move, I want to summon Mechakui.
You most certainly can summon Mechakui. So Mechakui just forms into existence. Did we ever decide if
Just
Mechakui
smash it.
sounds really robotic or somehow still sounds like a chocobo? Because I don't know which is funnier. There's Rokobo, Roboco.
I think that
Chocobot. That's it.
I think that he sounds like a chocobo, but it has a slight tinny quality.
Quay! 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 There we go. Wonderful. So, Mechakui poofs into existence. Alright.
I love that you treat Mechakui like a Pokemon, where it just repeats its own name.
I mean, I would love to have a Mechakui for a Pokemon.
So, there is no initiative in this game. It is assumed that this is a fair fight. You have not... Bojo has not surprised you. You have not surprised Bojo, so you will... there's no initiative. That's not a word. A preemptive strike. So basically, it goes you lot, then Bojo the Worm in combat order. Do you want a specific turn order for the four of you? Or is it very much go, we'll see what we come up with?
I feel like the latter, just because as the fight goes on, we may want to switch things up every turn, depending on what the situation is.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. So, who would like to begin? Who is the most angry at giant eldritch horror Bojo the Worm and would justify charging in first?
Well, that's two different questions, because
Yeah.
Reno's not particularly angry, but she also likes to charge in first.
And also,
I mean,
Malcolm's not angry, but would also want to go in first to make sure no one else got hurt. To kind of take aggro.
He would go in first because Reno would go in first and would get hurt.
Yes, exactly.
yeah. I mean, Lilith is the normal amount of angry at sort of people, but also she wouldn't. Also, I don't know if she would be running in first. I feel like she would be trying to make sure that, oh hey, don't die, everyone. Especially you, child.
When you say child, are you talking to Raiko or are you talking to a hedgehog?
Yes, she's referring. Actually, yes, both. Because I'm just imagining. Oh wait, now I'm just picturing Noctu being the one trying to run in first. Just the tiny little hedgehog just somehow gets enough speed to start charging.
You should hear a very tiny, very quiet.
Now, the hedgehog does have a Glock, so I feel like we shouldn't forget that.
We should never
yeah,
forget that the hedgehog has a gun.
I mean, so does
forget.
Tomberry.
We need to
Oh yeah,
stop-
the Tom.
We need to stop giving these tiny things guns.
We all gave it to the whale.
Oh yeah, we also
Yeah, no. If you, everyone has a gun, like Veilflora
Reno has a gun.
Yeah, no. If you look at the world map, pretty much everyone's got a gun at this point. Well, I do need to draw Ifrit with a gun.
I now have a mental image of us going into this like high fantasy fight with an evil creature, and we all just pull out guns.
Sorry, I am just looking because I forget I let you doodle on this world map.
It's how we discovered that the north of Spira is a chocobo.
Like that's where I
Yeah.
normally leave it, just because it's an interesting image. I have not scrolled down in a very long time, just to
Yeah.
Yep, there's Noctu, and there's Bismarck with a gun, and Valafor with 2 guns. I mean, Natch,
Yes.
does Ifrit need guns? Because can't Ifrit just go bam bam gun
No,
show?
Ifrit does have 2 guns already. but we need to get him to the vet because those pythons are sick. Okay, we should focus. We all have ADHD. We need to focus on this fight.
I didn't realize I probably had ADHD until I started being around more people who probably have ADHD, and I'm going.
Oh no, it's a certainty for me. I was diagnosed when I was 18.
Yep, no, I got a diagnosis.
Yeah, I mean,
I do not have a proper diagnosis, but I have suspicions.
I am learning the more I spend time with it. This makes so much sense. Everything makes sense. Alrighty, so.
I mean, no, it doesn't because you're ADHD, but.
So, I believe we established that basically everyone is trying to charge in at the exact same time. So we're all just very lucky there isn't a thin corridor, otherwise we'd all get stuck in the door frame.
Right.
I mean, Noctu won't get stuck. Noctu's tiny.
I feel like Malcolm would really try and get to go in first just because he would really want to be protecting everybody else.
Yep.
Aw.
Reno, do you have any huge and definite opposition against that? Or are you happy to?
Nope.
Alright, wonderful. Malcolm.
Because first or last, she has a gun. She can go at any range.
Yeah.
Malcolm, what would you like to do?
Alright, so I will run in, flourish my magic whip.
Yeah.
Crackling with and actually at this point it was kind of like an electricity kind of thing, but I think at this point it's probably like sparks and bits of fire, given that he's bonded with Ifrit now.
Mm-hmm.
And use my quick cast ability to cast ruse on myself and take a defensive stance.
Alright, wonderful. Just for clarity, would you like to remind us all what Ruse does? Because
Ruse is a white magic spell that gives me +2 to my avoidance, so it makes it harder for him to hit me.
yes, this is a good thing. So that is your quick cast, and you did a move. Okay, so that I assume that's everything you can do, right?
I mean, I guess technically I could probably start a. No, you can't do a regular action and a slow action, can you?
No, you cannot. Then you can do like 2 regular.
Okay. If I can do 2 regular, then I might just slap him with my whip. Can I do that?
Actually, I just need to double check because I think I've made this mistake many times. Okay, no, it's 1 standard action. That's it. You may move a short range and perform as many instant actions or 1 standard action. That's it. 'Cause I know I've made that mistake many times. It's when you cast haste, it lets you have 2.
Yeah.
That's where my brain is on.
Okay, in that case, I'm still gonna do what I did, and I'm gonna make a real badass defensive stance between the worm and my friends.
Okay, so in my mind, just because I need to share these thoughts, so I'm not the only person who is burdened with them. The defensive stance. The defensive stance, because you have this cool, sparkling fire whip type look.
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine that it is somehow like a hybrid between Joseph Joestar, when he has the clacker balls, and Simon Belmont. So like you kind of do this like pose, hand up here, whip wrapped around the arm, and just pull taut like that, and just full on pose, making sure you can show off every single rippling muscle.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Down. And do you kind of like twist the back? So like, who are you showing the back muscles to? You're showing them off to Bojo, or are you showing them off to your friends behind you? Like, I've done this.
Friends, because I'm not an idiot. I'm not turning my back to my enemy.
Okay. So, yeah, got it.
Not that actually makes a difference mechanically.
It doesn't.
But, also, yes, I'm not going to turn my back to my enemy.
So, the rest of you get a wonderful view of some really good rippling back muscles as this dramatic defensive pose is stricken. Does Malcolm have an amusing quip or anything else to do or say before we progress onwards to Reno, who I assume just shoots him.
Actually, no. He's just gonna kind of grit his teeth and scowl at Bojo.
Yes. I like this. I like this a lot. I'm
It's
enjoying...
the first time in my life that I've played the straight man.
Malcolm's not fucking straight.
Yes, that's the joke, but it's also the archetype in...
Yeah.
Never mind.
I just had to make my joke, sorry.
No, I know. Alright, let's move on.
Alright, Reno, what would you like to do?
So, wait, do we establish that you can only have the one standard action?
One standard, correct. You may start a
Okay.
slow action that will finish next turn.
I'm gonna. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out one of the bullets for my gun, and I'm going to use my inventability to give it explosive, which is the automatic one, and let's see. Where did it go? I just saw it. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And special ability, the one that we worked out.
What did we call that one? And remind me what it did. 'Cause
That
is
was
many weeks ago.
down at the bottom. Arcane Gremlin. Its target immediately casts one spell it possesses to a target of my choice.
That's it. Because you hit someone and it goes... Yeah. Wonderful.
Because it's a gremlin.
Yep.
But that's a standard action, so that's my turn.
Okay. Lilith. What would you like to do?
I got an idea, but I need to find what poison does again.
Poison. Black magic, poison. I like 3 different songs, all with the word poison, started playing in my mind at the same time. It was a mess. Okay, so single target status, frothing cloud of sickly violet bubbles pour over target with suffocating force, dealing power times 1 points of shadow damage and inflicting them with poison if they fail their resistance roll.
Yeah, because I know that I gave Noctu for aggressive. His attack deals armor, non-magical damage, and also poison. And so I'm just thinking of even though I was saying it as a joke earlier, that first move is just Noctu going up to Bojo and shooting him.
Oh, this is Noctu doing poison, not the spell poison.
Yeah,
Okay.
Noctu inflicting
So
Don't ask how this hedgehog A has a gun and B it can do poison, but okay.
So the effect poison is really quite brutal. Take 20% of your max HP at the end of each of your turns. So it kills them in 5 turns unless they get rid of the poison, basically.
But yeah, I think my first turn is basically Lilith is getting her sword out, and Noctu just doesn't feel like little hedgehog herbs or whatever. And then he just jumps down and is basically like, then everybody just turns around. There's a bang, back. Maybe Noctu hit Bojo?
Okay, yes. Could you roll? 1 second. Let me just remember how this hedgehog works, because there's different mechanics to everything, because why wouldn't it be? That is absolutely fine. We will find out. So, you chose aggressive, correct? So it can do that. Fight one side, ignore another. So it deals that kind of damage, or whatever kind of damage it deals, and an element type. Then choose one of the following status effects. Yup. Attack deals owner's highest attribute times nature skill. plus 2d6 of damage automatically. Okay, so it does not need to roll to hit. It is just rolling damage. So
the highest is a 9 because of power and resistance is both 9.
yeah, okay.
So it's 9 plus 2d6.
What's your nature skill?
It is nothing, so it would just be like a 1.
Yeah,
I think we said.
Assume it's a 1, because if we times it by 0, well, that would be a bit poo. So 9 plus 2d6, yes. Then I need to check something. Where is my list of stuff? Schoolbully Pop. That one. So I. That's not the thing. Where's the thing I'm looking for? Talking to myself. Yep. Okay. Yep. Sorry, still just talking to myself because I have many things I'm checking, like, very quickly, one after the other. And... Okay, yes, cool. Alright, wonderful. That's what I needed to check. Done. So, your damage. 16. That's good. And is that arm or M-arm? Sorry.
It is arm.
Arm, okay. And then, is this a force or finesse check to poison?
I guess it would be. I guess I'll choose force, just because force and finesse are the same.
Okay. So roll force for me, please.
Gun. Force. What would force be?
2d6 plus whatever your stat is for force. Okay, so that, you know what, I think that's fair to counteract the 16 you rolled before. So a 7.
That's fair.
We're getting the bad rolls out of the way early. It's fine. So the gun goes off. Gun goes bang. It hits giant eldritch horror earthworm Bojo. The damage doesn't look amazing. It looks kind of like you hurt it. Like you see like a vague mark where a bullet would have hit. It's definitely like blackened ever so slightly from like gunpowder and soot and explosive residue. But it doesn't look like you pierced the undulating fleshy mass that is Bojo the monster worm. And you certainly didn't create any poison effect. That does not seem to have worked. But you scratched it. You have made a noticeable mark of damage. So it's not like you did nothing. You certainly did not do as much damage as you hoped to have done, and the poison did not succeed. But
I imagine Noctu sees that, gives himself a little pat on the back for at least trying something, and then runs away, as everyone is confused of like, where did that mark come from?
At that exact moment, nobody was looking. They just heard a gunshot. Went, okay. We don't look. We don't know. We do not acknowledge the hedgehog with the gun.
Faint whiff of smoke rising from behind the hedgehog.
Yawning with yawn fades. Okay. So, Malcolm has roots up. So that's that. What do I need to check? That is what I need to check very quickly. Yeah. Well, that's what you've got. Check. Okay, so I can't do what I want to. What do you do? Okay, so Raiko. What is Raiko gonna do? Yeah, Raiko is gonna put their hands together, holding Tauntaun, and they are gonna give a little prayer, and they are going to start casting a spell that will activate at the start of next turn. So that's what Raiko does. Raiko is keeping things fairly simple. Right, so of all of that, I believe it is Bojo, the horrible worm. Well, let's figure out what you do.
Does it do?
Oh god, that's disgusting. Yeah, that's what Bojo does. Alright.
Oh.
Bojo,
Things you never want to hear your DM muttering.
yeah. Bojo, the horrifying monster worm, kind of rears itself up, and it gets real big. It's easily like 20 to 30 feet tall, and that's not including the additional, 10 or so feet that are still on the floor, like curled round it. It's a big, disgusting, undulating monster worm. I'm going to keep using that word because it is the perfect word to encapsulate how horrible this is. As where the tiny little Bojo body was, which is on the top of this. Like, it's very much worm, but there's still like a little torso of Bojo, like on the top, and it still has little arms, and that's kind of like being flung around a little bit. That one goes, right. Well, this is a bit of a sticky wicket. So, you know what else is rather sticky? Me. And at that moment,
Phrasing.
The gods are right, you are gross.
at that moment,
Phrasing.
the worm mouth kind of opens, and it just begins to like spew this awful greenish white texture that kind of like spews down its body and wraps around itself, and in doing that it kind of like curls into itself a little bit, and it seems to stop moving, but it seems to have created a defensive shield around itself. It has cast the spell Web Armor. So Reno, that's a blue magic spell you can learn.
Yay!
You add that to my notes. Somewhere. Hold on. Okay.
And that's all it does this first turn. It is taking big defensive moves. And with that, we are back round to the aggressors.
Big defense energy.
Big defense energy. It's just slapping down. It's doing nothing but setting monsters in face down defense position and nothing else. I've been
You calling me out?
I've been playing so much.
Please.
All right, back to the rebels. Rebels, who would wish to do a thing?
Um,
I can.
I can too, if you like.
Um,
I'm good either way.
actually, I just realized something.
Okay.
Raiko's thing could activate first, because what Raiko was doing, Raiko was casting Blessing. So,
Huh?
who is... So we can make a group decision here. It's whoever is going to be doing the first thing, / whoever we think would benefit the most from this. Blessing just gives you a +2 on your next thing.
Mm,
Oh no, hang on. It's not Blessing. It's Faith. Blessing is a different thing. So yeah, someone's gonna get +2 on their next skill check, roll, like opposed roll, or attack. So
I was just gonna straight up attack, which is probably not the best use of it if someone else was gonna do something bigger.
I was also going to just attack because I'm not entirely sure what to do at this time.
well,
I have a very complicated attack.
Then I say you take it.
alright. I
Yeah.
have a complicated attack. Because the thing is, Raiko can cast this, and then immediately start working on the next one, so just every turn, throw a Faith out, pretty much. Until someone needs healy dealies. So the Faith will be cast on Reno. Now, do you want to get the basic attacks out of the way first?
I mean, we could do like the basic attacks first before Reno.
Yeah, because if we
Actually-
have to stop and figure out the complicated attack, and then go, I hit it with a sword.
I'll make things easy. I'm just gonna start casting a spell.
Okay, yeah. So prepare the spell. What spell are you preparing?
Fire.
Yes. Just checking. You still only had like the one spell. I know you have fire and cure.
Well, I have fire, but I also have Dia. If I wanted to. But that's
true.
pretty expensive, and it's more of an AoE attack.
Hmm.
It doesn't do as much damage to a single target.
Yet. We'll find more use for that. Oh. Okay, so what? Dia is power ×2 and fire is power ×3?
Yeah.
That's the one. Oh. Righty. So, Malcolm, casting. I assume it looks really fucking cool. As you start
Oh yeah,
charging
like
fire.
start like basically doing some real badass ribbon dancing with his whip.
Oh my god. We have not ever fully established how the casting of magic looks to this, but in my mind, can you please use your whip to make like a big magic circle that then shoots the fire from it?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yes. This makes me happy right down to the very depths of my soul.
Good.
Wonderful.
I'm glad I could do that for you.
Okay, so that is happening. That will go off next turn. Next up then would be Lilith. Lilith, you want to do a sword?
Yeah. Basically my mindset is just like what I usually do for spells in Final Fantasy of just, okay, let's try the basic stuff first and then go into the more complicated.
That's a really good tactic.
Be like, okay. Just like, okay, this works and that doesn't work, so we'll go to this thing which could work and then, yeah. Anyway. I'm gonna try to just stab it in its little gross shield thing.
You're gonna try and do a stab. Yeah, please go for that. Please roll accuracy. ACC.
CC, that is 2. Plus 2.
I need to quickly double check a thing.
Another 7!
Another 7. That's not great.
If I get another 7, does that mean I win jackpot? So
You know
it worked
what?
right.
Probably. I'm sure that's a rule somewhere.
Roll20 just messages me like, we are now sending you $500,000.
Okay, so, want to know something really fun?
Ah,
I didn't realize this. I just had to go and double check it. So, web armor, what it does is it essentially casts protect on Bojo, but it simultaneously casts stop. Stop reduces avoidance to 0. You can't miss him. He is so big and so sedentary, but you cannot miss him. So
it also casts protect. So what does protect do?
protect essentially just halves all arm damage.
Okay.
But once again, you didn't know that, so that's fine. You all learned it. So if you would like to roll damage, please.
Okay, and damage is 4 times 2 plus. Okay, doing the 2d6 first. Don't put it into Discord.
You can put it in Discord. I don't think it'll do much. Okay, so we have 10 plus.
Plus power times 2, so 18.
So 18 plus 10, or 18 in total, sorry.
18 plus 10, so 28.
28, okay, so let me double check how the priority on these defenses work, because Bojo's got a lot of them. Because it'd be like that. Alright, so is it wall? Okay, no, protect. Okay, cool. Okay, so you do that. Next ugh. The all physical damage you take after armor is calculated is halved. Okay, wonderful. So you have done 28. I mark that off. That goes down to that. That goes down that number. Got it. Alright. So, how does this attack look? What's Lilith doing? Charging in, sword, whippy sword.
Basically, she is keeping her distance and is just trying to. Basically, she was sending this whip sword out straight just to see if she could do any sort of dent in the quote-unquote armor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just calling it.
Yeah. So whip
It was
sword.
just like. Yeah, just whip sword, like just crack fume.
Okay. Yeah. So whip sword
Next.
whips on out, kind of dinks against the web, the webby armored undulating torso of Bojo the Worm. It dinks. You feel it pierce through the armor. You're like, okay, I hit it, but there was no satisfying. I can't think of the correct word. What do you think the most effective onomatopoeia is for like the satisfying sensation of slipping a blade into flesh?
Welch.
Yes. Like my mind was thinking squelch, was like, is that you feel
He's
it
also
hit?
he's also buggy, so
Yeah,
squelch.
squelch. So you feel it hit, but you do not feel the squelch. It's like, and then sword, like, so you've hit, and it's there, and it's like, there's having to cut through all of the web and the naturally thick muscle of this thing is really hard. This is hard to cut through. But, like, you hit, damage was dealt. Probably slightly more damage than the Noctu just shooting at it. And that's, Noctu was shooting at it before it had Protect up, so that's still pretty good. But you're going, okay, physical damage, not doing great thus far. But we're learning, we're figuring this out.
Mm-hmm. I can just imagine Lilith sort of just seeing that and just going, while she just calls the sword back.
Alrighty. Alright. Complicated time. Reno.
Do you want to see how badly we've broken the game?
Let's go.
So she's going to load her magic bullet,
Mm-hmm.
and she's going to
Magic
crouch
bullet.
down into a comfortable firing position and fire it at him.
Mm-hmm. Which cannot
First
miss,
thing,
because his
yeah, first
avoidance
thing.
is 0.
The explosion from the bullet goes off,
Yes.
and I force him to cast web armor on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, the effects of the gun take over.
Mm-hmm.
Tier 4, and it does... I'm going to have the damage that I do from that to try to inflict... dun, 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 dun. What was the... It was blind or sleep?
I think blind.
T4 opens the last... yep, blind touch.
Okay. So, there's a whole bunch of things to do here. So, first off, let's do the explosive damage. I mean, or does the explosive just get added on to the bullet itself?
Well, so when I invent on an item, it takes the two properties, which was my Arcane Gremlin and Explosion.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine on impact the explosion is just added to the power of the bullet.
Yeah, I'm very okay with that. So, what is the order of things we would like to do here? Do we want to do all the statusy things first and then do damage, or do we want to do damage and then statusy things?
We have to be careful on how we do. I want him to fire off the web armor before I blind him.
Yeah. Okay. So, so how about we do damage, Arcane Gremlin, blindness in that order? That is the things we'll do the rolls for.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start with damage because you don't need to roll accuracy. Dude has 0 defenses.
Okay. So
Well,
damage
0 avoidance. Sorry, he has big defenses.
was damage is stat times.
Weapon tier. I believe you have a tier 4 weapon,
Tier
but
4,
you've been because you
So-
drastically overpowered yourself.
So that's 44 at base.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget, how do we figure out the explosion damage?
Let's check the thing. That is a property. There's so many things. Now, you'd think we would write these things down.
Well, I write a lot of them down, but also I have to get through a lot of other things.
Oh,
Like,
hell yeah.
I'm
Like-
constantly roaming the book.
Okay, explosive. When destroyed, in case a consumable item thrown deals uses power. Da, 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 da. So, okay, so when destroyed, plus 2d6 of fire or non-lethal, whichever is more effective in a local area. So, that is just an additional 2d6. Oh no, hang on. User's power times item tier. This is technically a bullet being fired from your gun,
Yes.
and your gun is tier 4. So that'd be power times 4 again, plus 2d6.
Which is 20 plus... that. Oh, that's the wrong thing to copy and paste. Sorry.
So
plus 9.
yeah. Okay, so the first part you said did 44,
Yes.
and this next part is an additional 29.
So so the damage was resolve times tier. Do I add 2d6 to that?
Yes.
Okay, I should do that then. because I am a little overpowered. And that's another 9.
Another. Okay, if you roll a third 9 in a row, that's a friggin' jackpot.
So that's a 54 and a 29.
Mm-hmm. Your weapon is arm damage, correct?
Yes, I believe.
Okay. That is something that is not explained. At least
But I have to. I have to have the weapon damage to be able to do the status.
Yeah. So you need to half. Oh gosh, there's so many things. So it was 44, add the 9, take it to 53. Half that. So half of 53 is 26, or 26 and a half, or round up 27. 27. And the explosion, which is not affected by that, the explosion was 29?
Yes.
Okay. So. I don't need that one open. Why am I looking at that? That's the wrong thing. So I'm slightly confused by something, and I'm not sure if I just didn't write it down in my spreadsheet or if it's in the PDF. On explosive, I don't have it specified if that is arm or M arm.
Let's see. Okay, plus 2 points. It doesn't really say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really say what explosive is.
So I think.
I mean, it's basically acting as a weapon property, right?
It is, yeah.
So I would just say arm.
Yeah, we'll just go arm. I think it's meant to be arm, unless the weapon itself deals M arm, so that's probably how it tweaks. Yeah, okay, got it. Good brain. Got it figured out. So let me just make notes of these so I don't forget, because I've got to do maths now. So, first part was 53. That's divided by 2. So that is now 27. Part 2 was 44. No? 29. Yes, okay. So now, do maths. So each of them have to have the things, so that goes to that, and that goes to that, that goes to that, and that, then that goes to... Although, actually, oh, it says whichever is more effective, doesn't it? Oh, I need to double check something now. There are so many things to check.
We haven't even gotten to the status effects yet.
No, I'm like 99% certain this doesn't matter, but my brain is telling me you should double check, because if you are wrong,
Just in case.
everyone will be mad at you. I know they won't, but my brain is saying
Nope.
you should double check.
None of us will actually know if you're wrong, though.
Exactly. It's like, no, I need to be right.
Plus,
I need to be right. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't matter. Do you have preference of fire or non-elemental rain?
I'm gonna say fire just because it's Reno.
Good choice. Wonderful choice,
I'm
one
it.
might say. Okay, so whilst I'm just writing these things down, so that goes to that, and to that, and then that goes to... What does that go to? Half of that. Oh god. Why is everything an odd number? Which makes it awful for halving, because lots of things have to get halved. Halved? Halved. Halved. That one. So that goes to that, and that goes to that, meaning the grand total damage is that. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm just going to click enter, and you can see my scrambled notes. That is what I just had to... My scrambled notes on how much damage just occurred. If anyone else can understand what that is, let me know. Because I don't.
Scrambled notes is
What's the 17?
17. 17 and 19. The damage it takes before it gets halved by Protect, because it has 10 arm. So 27, 29 go
okay.
to 17, 19, and then they both get halved, which go to 9 and 10. So grand total, that did 19 damage. Which sounds a lot less ridiculous than the 53 and 29 we had earlier.
Yeah.
So, now, let's do the status effects. So, Arcane Gremlin first, correct?
Yes.
What would you like to roll? Force, finesse?
Let's do finesse.
Okay, go for it. Bojo the Worm is rolling annoyingly well. The effect does not take place. You.
Okay. That's all right. Now we're gonna try and blind them.
You're gonna try for blind? Force or
I'm
finesse?
I'm going to do finesse, and I'm going to use the +2 from bless.
Let's go.
I swear if you get to 777s.
So that's paste +6. Are you? Why with the ones?
Yikes. Okay. Thankfully, I rolled a 3 and a 2. So, Bojo does not have a +6 finesse, surprisingly.
I don't either. I just have bless.
Yeah.
Blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Bojo rolled an 8. So the blindness has taken effect.
So he's blind for 4 rounds.
Correct. Alright.
Just gonna do this to reset the rolls.
There we go. Just roll 1,000. There we go. Let's not. Let's just get a bunch of rolls out. There we go. We reset everything.
Just all.
This is the song of helpfully better rolling.
There we go. Everything's better now. We roll, unless I just used up all the good rolls, which would be kind of devastating considering I didn't get a single double 6 there that I'm aware of. No, I didn't. All right. Raiko is preparing to cast another blast. That is ready to go next turn. Bojo the Monster Worm is going to do a thing. What is Bojo the Monster Worm going to do? Bojo the Monster Worm cannot move. So, Bojo the Monster Worm acknowledges it cannot move and feels no pressure to move. It's going to move at their own damn pace, and everyone else can just deal with it. Yeah. That's the one. Oh, that could be the one. Ooh, that's tough. Okay. What sounds more like Bojo the Monster Worm? Something that is so, like, inherently toxic and disgusting, it just slowly kills everyone around it? Or something that physically drains and sucks the life essence out of... Actually, I've already answered my own question. The conservative government suck the life energy out of everything that it's a part of to feed itself. So, fuck you, Tories. Bojo is going to cast Drain. And is going to cast Drain on the person who dealt the most amount of damage to it so far, being Reno. So, Reno, you're about to get hit by a Drain. So that is power times 3, which, let me check my stats. Where are my stats? I made this monster. Not those stats, they're for a much higher level monster.
And Leeson arrives.
Okay. Yep. Now, so that is that. So that is yes. So, Reno, you take yikes, 37 points of shadow damage. Are you like a regular humanoid where shadow damage deals more, or did you change that?
Regular human, I didn't take the unique species, or whatever the hell it's called, ability.
So, because it's shadow damage, which is disgusting, I need to double check. For regular humanoid peoples, I believe that is vulnerable, which I believe is 1 times 1.5.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so 37 times 1.5 is going to be adding half of itself onto it. Half of 37 is 13.5. So 37 plus 13.5 is 50.5. Everything that's rounded up. How many hit points do you have, Reno?
I have 54.
Okay, so this drain is going to deal 51 points of damage. Obviously, you get to reduce that with your M arm. So,
Okay, so my M arm is 8.
So
Okay, not as bad.
51 minus 8 is 43. So you take 43 damage. And let me just double check. Because, oh god, this guy's disgusting. Because, oh no. Bojo the horrible worm sucker, the sucking worm, just regained 43 hit points. Which I think is more than you've dealt to it so far. Bojo the worm has taken no damage. I am mad at this.
Bojo used Drain. It is super effective.
Yeah, Bojo's a dick. Like, just awful. Alright. Before we start the next round, because now we're figuring this out, we're figuring out how this is going, we have all our steps. Do we feel this is a good moment to take a quick 5-minute break, go and walk around, grab a drink, nip to the bathroom, all that jazz?
Yeah, I need to go use the bathroom actually. So.
Alright, so we'll take a quick 5-minute break. We'll be back real soon, everybody. And hopefully, we're essentially starting a fight again, except we've lost some of our resources. Fun times! Alright. We'll be back real soon, everybody. Take care. We're here. We're back. Welcome back, everybody. Where we left off, nothing happened, except Reno got hurt, and we are down MP.
I'm top 10, very badly burned.
Malcolm, I believe you were preparing to do a fire.
I do. Let's do a fire. Why don't we?
Please do the fire.
6 plus that number. I do 37 damage to him.
Oh, hell yeah, you do. Alright, so, excuse me whilst I do the maths. So, the duplication, the effects of things happen before M-arm is reduced. Correct. Yes. So that goes up to... I just realized that's the exact same amount of damage that... Yeah. Huh. That is going to be times 1.5, which is going to go up to 51. That's the exact same amount of damage that Reno just took.
Aww.
Huh.
That's convenient.
Back.
Except, Bojo the Monster Worm does not have particularly good M-arm.
Seems unfortunate.
So, and in my mind, you just set this whole ass web on fire. That mechanically, that is not how it works, but I think that is how it should work.
Oh yeah, totally.
So, in doing that, you have set... Yeah, alright. Please describe how this looks, what Malcolm do, and then I'll describe mechanically what has happened, and what is happening to Bojo.
Okay. Since this is just a fire spell, it's not upgraded yet. So he's doing his Sailor Moon magical girl routine with his whip, in a circle.
Yeah.
And he finishes off by like doing like rotating around, and the whip like follows him. It's very pretty. There are sparkles. And then he cracks the whip at like in the air, and then from the where the whip cracks the end of it, a like bolt of fire shoots out and slams into Bojo's web chrysalis.
Yeah. So, as this happens, the entire chrysalis of web just immolates, just whoosh. Fire go whoosh. Bojo's undulating mass kind of shudders, and you hear this, oh goodness gracious, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's hot, don't like that, no, blah, blah, blah.
Just tell the fire to fuck off.
As Bojo is now on fire, his web armor has been broken, so his protect, that's a gonzo. And Bojo has taken, so 37 times by 1.5 is 51, minus the 5 M-arm, so that is 46 fire damage. So Bojo hurts so. Bojo is going, ah, blah, 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 and is not a happy boy. Team. Who would like to do a thing?
Hey, hold on, I still got turn left.
Oh, you still have stuff to do. Yes, of course. Sorry.
Yeah. How bad does Bojo look right now?
Well, on a scale from 1 to, let's just pick a random.
You can make it like 1 to 100 or like 1 to 10.
Hang on, let me find. I can think of the scale here. There's going to be a very specific scale.
I'm trying to give you the out to not give specifics.
But wouldn't you find the specifics more funny?
I mean, kind of, but
So on an arbitrary scale from 1 to about 204. One could quite happily assume that Bojo is sat at round about, that's not the right number, around about 158.
okay.
So,
In that case, and I assume that what I'm about to do is a slow action. I think I can safely assume that. I'm going to spend a point of destiny to summon Ifrit.
oh hell yeah, you are. Okay, so let me just check summoning. Yes, it is a slow action to summon, so that'll pop up next time, next turn. Well, do you want to start describing the summoning process for Ifrit, or do you want to wait until next turn and do a whole big thing?
Let's wait.
Yeah. So you're going to start doing a thing. You're doing some anime charge up. Good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, Reno / Lilith. What do?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is downing a potion a standard action?
Donning a potion. Let's find out. So we go to general. I believe that's where most things are listed.
But yeah, we got information stuff in Roll20, don't we?
There should be a bunch of stuff in there, most likely. If not, then it's somewhere else. Because that's a useful thing to say. Okay, that's not helpful. Where would it be? Where would it be? Gear items. That is actually very strange. I don't know where I have written that down. Because it's a consumable.
Yes.
I can't see anywhere where it says taking a consumable. Okay, here. So slow actions. Nope, it does not say anything. I think unless it specifies, it's usually a standard. That is the usual. Like, unless it specifies, this is instant, this is slow, assume standard. And I am looking around and I'm not finding anywhere where it says anything about it being slow or anything. So assume standard, and I will do a research. Because I'm
Okay, well,
since it would be kind of weird for potions to be a slow action. Like, you spend a few turns just slowly taking it out, corking it, slowly bringing it to your mouth.
So, the smart thing to do would be to drink a potion.
Mhm.
What Reno's going to do is tell Mechaqui to attack.
Okay, how do Mechaqui do attack?
Mechaqui has the aggressive trait. It does M-arm ice damage.
Mhm.
It's, let's see, 2 attack.
It is assumed that you hit if it's like the pet thing, isn't it? So it just automatically hits. You don't need to roll accuracy. We went over this with Noctu earlier.
Okay. So it deals highest attribute times. Wow, my notes just went bye-bye.
I mean, if Mechaqui is the animal companion, if that is technically what it is from, it would be
Yes.
your highest stat times your nature score. Well,
Plus 2d6.
Yeah. I'm fairly tempted to tweak that for Mechaqui, because Mechaqui is not an animal, so would we say it's probably more fair instead of nature, maybe use systems? Or something else?
I mean, that would work for me, but...
I don't know why I am like agreeing. It's not my call to make.
It just kind of makes more sense because like it's the same thing except a different thing to add. Like that's it.
The weirdness is that I'm going to be upping systems and synthesis as I move along, but right now systems is 1 and nature is 2.
Okay.
So if we go systems, then it's going to be 11 plus 2d6 damage.
I mean, do you want? Do we want it to still just be nature because you're heavily based?
I mean, I can go either way, but it does make sense to go with systems for something that requires systems.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say systems because you're going to improve it anyway, so that works out.
So, rolling. What is with the ones?
Okay, so that is 18 ice M-arm damage. Yeah, that goes through. That will deal. I had a number and I forgot the number. I'm gonna get that number back. Minus that, and minus that. There's another part to this. Does this have a status effect?
We roll off on the status, which I'm gonna say finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Haste +4.
Okay, so finesse. Bojo, how is this giant worm more finesse? Like Bojo got a 10. I
mean, could maybe his little worm body is a very like dexterous?
I think it is more to do with you lot keep rolling bad because, well, not bad, like just not as good as you would need to be because like Bojo is statted in such a way where his force and finesse are both equal at 3, and I just keep rolling 7s, which is the most common thing to roll on 2d6. So the most common outcome for me is a 10 on these rolls, and you just haven't managed to get one yet.
So he's not confused, he's just damaged with ice.
He is damaged with ice. The ice doesn't seem to have any additional effect, like with fire, but it's...
Do I get a destiny point, ATB?
You technically got to 999s. Technically.
We made a joke earlier. The first to get 999 or was it 666, I think? 777 gets a destiny point. So yeah, Mecha Kui just kind of leans down and screams, and when it screams, just a field of ice flows out and hits him.
Right, that is wonderful. That is very good. Lilith. Well, sorry, Rena, is there anything else you would like to do?
There is literally nothing else I can do.
Okay, good. Lilith, what do? What would be nice here?
Lilith, after everyone else has gone, has sort of just been standing there as dark, shadowy energy has been flowing around her.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically goes, also, shadow damage thing, it's kind of my thing. Then she is instantly activating the dark side and going for another whip slash across Bojo.
Okay, go for it. Please roll accuracy. This is the first accuracy we've had to roll this entire fight. That's ludicrous.
No.
Oh.
We roll accuracy before? We rolled accuracy for the first time that Lilith attacked using just normal physical, and now it's shadow damage.
Well, you didn't have to roll it last time because Bojo was tied up in webs.
Oh yeah.
So, let's see how you do. 7.
7.
Hey, thankfully, Bojo's avoidance is friggin' terrible, and it's a 5, so it's super easy to hit Bojo, the giant undulating worm monster. So, that most certainly be a hit.
Okay.
What is your damage for this?
So, we've talked about this, because of Dark Side, it's gone up 3 stages, so it's like power times 5.
Mm-hmm. Plus 2d6.
It's 2d6. So, 2d6 plus 45.
So that is 52 damage, and let me just do a thing. Yeah, that connects.
I think we broke roll 20. It's just giving us 1s and 6s now.
It's like you can both be really good and really bad. That's all you're allowed. It's deciding to be nothing but average. Okay, yeah. Please describe how this looks. It is a big hit. Bojo has not got his defenses up as high as they previously were. Wisdom. Lilith, how does this attack look?
So the shadowy energy goes into the transfers. Basically, it was surrounding Lilith, and then he makes the sword swing again so it can go back into whip form. Basically, just imagining like she just kind of spins in a circle as the whip sword just gets covered in shadow energy. Then when she finally reaches, like when she's finally facing back at Bojo, the sword swings over and just slashes him. And of course, because Darkseid, once the attack hits and Bojo is damaged, the shadow energy comes back and hits Lilith for 25% of her health.
Okay. So all of that happens. Bojo has taken a fairly substantial hit. Raiko is going to make use of their quick cast ability from Tauntaun. And with that, they're going to quick cast Cure onto Reno. So, Reno, you can get some health back. Oh wow, that's pretty good. You can recover 30 health. I believe that is... Wait, let me just double check. It's either 30 or 24. I just need to... Where is the thing? The thing, where is it? Magic. Height, magic. Cure. Mine times 2 plus 2d6. I got a 10. Die. My brain just entirely stopped functioning for a moment there. Okay, yes, sorry. So that's 28. 28 you get back there. I was 2 off from memory, but that's not bad.
So, math. That's 20 plus 10 is 38 plus 10 is 39.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. We are less close to death.
Says you.
Well, for now. And with that, it be Bojo turn. It's Bojo time. That I am deeply ashamed of myself. So, Bojo, Jojo, Go-Go. Not that. Not that. Is it not? Yeah. Where's... Okay, there we go. I'm gonna stop making sounds.
Don't look in the top left corner of the map.
Oh gosh. Now I need to look.
Bojo the Hut is having a bad day.
I
Thought
love.
that was like anima, but a poo.
And don't forget the bullet hole from earlier was right here.
I love. I should do this more often. Just give players a doodle page to just do shit on, because it's so amusing. Okay. Now I am thoroughly distracted. So, Bojo the Hut. Bojo the Hut is angry, and in anger, kind of like curls up into himself, taking a more defensive stance. Isn't happy about any of this that's going on, so taking a defensive stance, and like starts making his whole body like vibrate, kind of like if you get a slinky and you hold it in your 2 hands and you go like from one end to the other, like bouncing a rippling vibration. So doing that, but with his own wormy body. And in doing that, the ground beneath you begins to move and react as each of you are being affected by this. As to read the description here, fingers of stone burst forth from the ground, snatching shut around the target in a shower of flying stones and dirt before shattering. So, ground shake, ground grab, And you are all going to take. Gosh, what was the thing? So. Where is it? There. Okay, yeah. So can each of you take 39 earth damage? No.
Ooh.
Wait, no, I lied. 33 earth damage. Obviously, you apply your M-arm before, so knock that off for 33, and then that's the amount of damage you take.
I'm right back down to where I was before.
That didn't feel good.
I mean, Bojo doesn't feel particularly good, so I think he's trying to make everything even Stevens. How is everyone looking after that attack?
With my eyes,
Lilith is
mostly.
now below 50% of her health.
That's fine.
So, bright side is that this resort can now kick in.
It can. And it is back round to all of you lot. And Lilith, you have a thing that you can activate. You wanting to do that? And then we can dramatically leave Malcolm to finish his full-on magical girl transformation sequence?
Sure. So, yeah, basically, Last Resort just kicks in. So, oh no. For some reason, my mind is now playing like in Punch Out, like the Wii version, where if you get knocked down as Little Max, sometimes there's a chance of him just sort of like stepping on the ground and just going, "Rah!" So now I'm just imagining Lilith gets hit by this, nearly falls, and then just takes one step on the ground and just glares at Bojo before trying to strike again.
Yeah, go for it. Regular strike, or are you doing one of your special strikes?
Going to see. I'm trying to do math in my head because I am afraid.
And if you're trying to, what is Lilith's maximum HP?
Right now her maximum HP is 81.
81. Okay. So for the quick speed, 25% of that is just 20. So if you're debating, do I want to spend 20 hit points, that would be what it would cost to use one of your special strikes right now.
Yeah. She could also just try to do Night Sword, which would provide HP drain, lucky, and zombie touch. So, Bojo might become a zombie before he dies.
I mean, HP drain would be pretty useful. You could get some of that health back.
So yeah, she is going to basically do that after getting like 8 damage up. Just try to attack using Night Sword.
All right, go for it. Do the attack, please.
Okay, so first need to do accuracy.
Yup.
It does. I have the thing on this. I got reliable, which allows me to. Forgetting what allows me to do.
With your sword, since it is a bladed weapon, you can use reliable once per combat. To re-roll one of your dice, I believe it is off the top of my head. I will double check. I am 99% certain that is what it do. Blade.
Roll 1 attack per combat.
Oh yeah, re-roll 1 attack. So yeah, go for it. So,
marginally better.
6. And we have previously established that Bojo has terrible avoidance with a 5. So you do a hit,
So
1 second, let me just find this. So, night.
not activate because it's
So by activating Night Sword, instant once next attack gains HP, lucky zombie. Okay, yeah. So, what? I don't remember what lucky does because my brain doesn't work good.
it is basically like you got a higher critical chance.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
So
Yeah, let me just check all of these. So, rattle them off again for me. So, Zombie Touch, HP Drain, Lucky. Correct?
yes.
Okay, so Lucky. We can ignore that, 'cause that doesn't matter. HP Drain. That part. So, 50% of damage comes back. And that is after modifying for armor. So, we'll figure that one out. And then Zombie Touch. So, here is the question. Do you want to activate the Zombie Touch thing? Because if you do that, you have to only deal half damage, which means you would recover less from HP drain.
I say that. I guess for now, just choose not to activate Zombie Touch.
Yeah, more focused on the HP drain. That is absolutely fine. Okay, so can you do your damage for me, please?
Yep.
32. Alright, wonderful. So we take into account Bojo's armor, which is 10. That is 22 damage Bojo's taking, and that is 22 health, but you are recovering.
Yay.
Righty. So that is Lilith. I don't think there's anything else you can do, is there?
No.
Alright. Reno. What would you like to do?
Da-da-da-da. Reno is going to start casting a spell.
Ooh. So that will begin. That'll activate next turn, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we will find out what that is next turn. Wonderful. Raiko will also start casting a spell. So we will see what that is next turn. Magical Girl Malcolm.
Yes.
Please explain what has happened.
All right. So, Malcolm has been kind of whipping his whip around in the air, deftly, not hitting anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And at the kind of moment of most energy buildup, he kind of jumps into the air through the kind of circle of sparks and flame that he's created with his whip, and then kind of lands in a superhero landing on the ground. And the rocks that have already been kicked up by Bojo start to rumble again, and fire starts to escape from the ground, and it kind of explodes under Malcolm, and Ifrit bursts from the earth with Malcolm riding him. And then Ifrit kind of takes his claws and like flexes outwards and roars. And yeah, and just fire everywhere, and it looks super fucking cool.
That I am very happy with that entire description.
Hey, Bardic.
Yeah, huh?
I made a slight mistake. Can I, instead of doing a spell, do something else?
I mean, let me just copy paste something in there for you. So that is how that would work. Because if you're thinking of doing the limit breaks, you are below 25% health. You would have to roll 2 6s, which is a big gamble. You can try, or if you have 3 points of destiny to use, you can just do it whenever you want.
It says right here, using limit breaks, if the character has 25% or less remaining, the character may use a limit break of their choice instead of regular attack. I'm looking at the page 164 where it says using limit breaks.
Okay, let me crack open the PDF, because I might have written that down wrong. I was under the impression of if you crit whilst you are below 25% health, that is when you can activate. But I am more than happy to acknowledge if I am incorrect.
Oh, you know, you're right, because I didn't see the secondly part. That's the next paragraph. Okay.
Yeah. So.
You're right.
Okay. You can
Yeah.
if you can go for a 1 in 36 chance of seeing if you can get double 6s. If you just want to roll 2d6 now, when it doesn't matter, if you get double 6s, we can retcon.
I'm gonna do a dummy. Instead of casting a spell, I am actually going to attack. And I'm gonna try to put confuse on him, or not confuse, put blind on him again.
Okay. So, you do that. And then we will jump back over and get the description of what Ifrit is doing. Because that is a really cool entrance. And we want to focus on that. Because this is Ifrit's first time showing up. And we want to...
Yeah, I can wait till after that.
It's cool. Well, if we get this done, this is actually quicker, because I'm sure Ifrit has something big and impressive.
Okay.
And go right.
I mean, he does, but, you know.
That is...
May not have anything to do with the combat. So it's accuracy?
Accuracy, yes. Better God, if you get 2d6s now. 2
Nope.
6s, 8. Well, 8 would hit, so you can go Q and finesse to try and blind.
Yep.
Alright,
So-
let's... Jesus Christ, why is Bojo the most finesseful fucking thing? I rolled a 12.
Bojo,
Because-
Are you kidding me?
Bojo
I
has-
am not kidding, I rolled a 6 and a 3. And he has +3 finesse and +3 force. And I keep
I don't like
beating
you,
you.
Bojo.
I keep beating you by 1. That has happened like the last 3 times you've tried to afflict him with something. I beat you by 1 every time, and it makes it sound like I'm just cheating. It's like, no, I want you to succeed.
Okay, so 44 plus 2d6.
So 8
So-
plus 44, did you say?
Yeah.
So 8 plus 44 is 52, minus 10 for Bojo's defenses. So 52 goes to 42. There we go. Okay, so that is taken into effect. Reno goes pew, and we all rejoice. Now, showtime. Ifrit, Malcolm, riding, big, sexy demon dog that we're all we all know it was purposefully designed to be that attractive. That was not an
Oh, yeah.
accident.
Oh, yeah.
Square wants us to all be really horny for big muscle demon dog fire monster.
There's
What
not
the-
a horny jail big enough to hold me. Anyway, back to the actual game. Yeah. Malcolm is going to leap off of Ifrit and safely land on the ground as Ifrit dashes towards Bojo and attacks him with a fiery strike.
Okay, yeah.
My understanding with summons is that they don't have to roll to hit, they just hit.
I'm 99% certain you are correct. But let's just do a quick little read. Esper's in combat. Has been summoned. Able to take a normal turn using the Esper as summon. Move, cast spells, use any attack. All damage by an Esper is automatic, does not require an attack roll. There you go. And it is considered non-elemental damage that is reduced by M-arm as normal, unless specified otherwise.
Yeah.
So,
unfortunately, it's not fire-based damage, but it's still not nothing to sneeze at.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait. He does 58 damage
Okay.
with his fiery strike.
So 58. Let me minus the thing. So that would go to. Okay. Yeah. So. How does this battle end? Because you just killed Bojo.
Oh, fantastic. So
It's a shame we couldn't get the Hellfire. Although we can totally just RP out that the Hellfire goes off if you want the dramatic finish.
I mean, I think I can make it dramatic without it necessarily being Hellfire. So Ifrit leaps towards Bojo with his claws and starts just tearing at him. And the kind of worm-like viscera starts to kind of splash out onto the ground while Bojo is just howling. And as things start to calm a little bit, you can see Ifrit kind of breathing heavily while Bojo's lifeless body lays there, and as the kind of fireflies start to exit Bojo's corpse, Ifrit grabs them and jumps up into the air and dives down into the crater that he came out of and drags the fireflies down with him.
Yes.
Nice.
Very yes.
Very yes.
Wonderful. So, not only has Bojo just been utterly destroyed, the fireflies have been consumed by Ifrit and dragged down to whatever hell Ifrit resides in. I mean, it's a whole thing, but I can't go into wherever Aeons actually exists from because it's very confusing. Final Fantasy X lore is crunchy. But yes, that I don't think that technically is a thing, but I'm making it a thing because that sounds badass as hell. There are no remnants of Bojo.
Okay. Sorry,
We don't have to do with sending, so he doesn't come back.
Yeah, no sending required. Bojo has been consumed. The essence of Bojo no longer exists. Only Ifrit.
There is no Bojo, only Ifrit.
I am slightly alarmed now I think about this. Because you now have the ability to just erase people from existing, basically. Like, you can go, no, you are gone. Like, I've just given you something to eat ghosts, basically.
I mean, to be fair, that was your description of it. I said he just dragged him down to hell with him.
Yeah. Drag to hell, eat ghost, eat the soul, same thing, right? But I like this. I like that you have this ability. It means that there's none of this pesky so-and-sos will come back. You can just get rid of these bosses. So, with that, there's no post-battle conversation where Bojo reveals some super secret evil plan. Because Ifrit's like, you're coming with me.
We have quit. Oh.
Damn it. My bad,
Yeah.
guys. Didn't know that would happen.
You're fine. We never know when our attacks might send someone into the deepest, darkest pits of hell. Kind of a thing
Sure.
that is... It's not really a predictable thing.
I never thought that I would see when Bojo visited Nebraska.
Heck's in Nebraska.
I read about it one time in a book. No, it sounds pretty much exactly like that. The glimpse I saw from Ifrit just there, that sounds like Nebraska.
They have cows.
And corn. I think that's it, really.
A lot of cows, a lot of corn.
They have really good grits, though.
Do they? I feel like they wouldn't. Why would they have good grits? Anyway, sorry.
I mean, if you're surrounded by that much corn, you have to perfect it.
Fair enough.
According to your advantage.
Okay, genuine question here, as an English person. The fuck's a grit?
So grits are, you know when corn is going through the milling process and they take off the bits, basically corn. There's the hard parts left over.
Yeah.
They take the outside of that and mill it down until it's really fine. If you boil that in some water, it gets a nice corn taste and nice texture to it. It's usually served with like eggs and steak and toast and stuff like that. But it's like a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's somewhere between like a rice and a porridge.
Yeah, that's fair.
That sounds deeply unpleasant.
Not if you do it right. Okay, so if you like put cheese in it, it's super
Oh, that's
good.
great with cheese.
But also you have to eat it with salt and pepper. If you put sugar in it, you're wrong.
Yes, that is true.
Well, I'm just hearing the description of this, and I'm just listening. Like, who would put sugar in this in the first place?
It's very oatmeal-y, I would say. It's like oatmeal, but a little bit less chunky and more gritty.
Oh, that would make
Hence
sense.
the name.
Okay.
It's very southern.
Okay, so I am hearing it's like savory porridge.
Yeah, kinda.
Porridge being what I understand as oatmeal to Americans.
And oatmeal being what I understand to be porridge to everyone else.
And me not understanding anything because I come from many cultures.
I don't understand anything because my brain is slow.
I mean, it's really hard for me to describe grits just because they're grits. Like, I grew up with them.
Oh no,
My family's from North Carolina. They made grits.
Sorry, I just had to understand what that was because I have heard it mentioned before, and I've always felt too ashamed to just go, I don't know what that is.
It's very good. I like it.
All right. Game. Yeah, that's it. So, Bojo has been erased. You are stood in these old ruins, which Bojo has seemed very intent on getting into.
No, that's not grits.
That's not grits even a little bit. Oh gosh, I hate it.
How can I force this image on everyone else? Hang on.
That's Walmart grits.
Oh gosh, that's
Search
real
up
bad.
Lone Apple Tea on Google, viewers, and then you will know.
Okay,
It's
no,
literally the first thing that comes up.
I've
It's all
got it.
the-
Just everyone should be forced to view this horror. So this is what was just shared in the chat.
The person who just curses everyone she ever meets.
So this To be fair, I don't really understand what cornbread is either. I assume it's just bread made with corn flour instead of normal flour.
Yeah, that's
Like,
basically what it is.
That is my understanding, but this, in my mind, is what y'all are talking about when you say cornbread. Is just bread and corn. Cornbread.
God, I hate it so much.
I'm still stuck on bone at the teeth.
What?
I've always heard it bone apple teeth, but
Okay, this might be my history with French speaking, but what?
Have you not read the thing on the image of this cornbread? It says a bone at the teeth. Which I can't imagine. Like, okay, it might just be the way I got taught French. Like, in case anybody has not known this or needed reminding, Bardic went to very, very fancy schools, and lots of money was wasted on my education. We had a real-life, actual French person teaching us French from 4 years old. So I only ever heard French taught to me in a French accent, so I couldn't understand how anyone would say bon appetit. Was what, bon appetit? Bon appetit? Where do you get bone at the teeth?
Apparently in the South. Same place you get cornbread in a pan.
Alright. Ooh, damn.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for derailing.
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
we were far past that point.
yeah.
I'm happy for derailing. It means I actually have an excuse for not really explaining what's in these ruins. Because, ruins. You're there. Bojo was here. Bojo was obviously looking for something in these ruins and came down here and was hammering away on some kind of console, if memory serves. Looking around, you do immediately notice that these seem to be a very similar ancient technology to the things you found in Besaid. But it will probably take some time and some tinkering to maybe try and find out what information was here. So that is something we can definitely... we'll probably start with that next time. Tinkering and whatnot,
Okay.
but does anybody have anything they would like to do immediately post-combat? Raiko does heal all of you up, so you don't need to fret about that, because Raiko has
I was gonna go
ability.
throw myself at his feet.
Do what, sorry?
I was gonna go throw myself at his feet and ask for healing.
Please, almighty Raiko.
And Raiko looks down upon you and goes,
No.
I will allow it. And Raiko feels really big and powerful, and then like goes all bashful and goes, oh, okay, here you go, heal. Cure. Cure. Cure.
Cure.
I do have 2 questions that are broad.
Yeah, go for it.
One, do we get a destiny point for killing a boss?
You most certainly do get a destiny point for killing a boss.
And the other one is, did we level?
And yes, you most certainly did level up. So next time we'll have the level up, we can talk about what we all did to level up, and then we can also investigate the machinery and the ruins and all of that and find out what is what and what Bojo was so interested in down here. Reno is running over, begging for a heal. Malcolm, Lilith, what would you like to do immediately post-combat? Prior investigating, which we'll do next time.
Probably just making sure everybody is okay. Like clearly Reno's not doing great. But making sure everybody is at least has all of their vital organs in place.
May I interject and ask one very important question?
Yeah, sure.
Is Malcolm a little bit on fire?
Yeah. I think Malcolm's constantly a little bit on fire, actually.
This is what
his hair turned orange and long, and he has the sharp teeth. But yeah, no, I think the ends of his hair might be a little bit on fire.
See, in my mind, it's either just like on Malcolm's shoulder, or like just on his hand, or just a little bit of fire on his exposed, glistening chest. Is it obvious that I'm kind of horny for Malcolm?
Yeah, we'll talk afterwards.
Yes.
Malcolm's hot. It's not my fault. It is a reasonable reaction, okay?
Yeah, Malcolm was made hot on purpose.
Yes. So that was my important question. So yes, checking on everyone. Lilith, is there anything you would like to do in the immediate post-combat haze?
I think since everybody is sort of like doing the whole checking up of like, hey, are you alright? Are you alright? I feel like Lilith would probably go over to where Bojo was and just sort of look to see if he's really just gone. Like he didn't drop anything. There's like no important black doodads on the floor or something.
So there'll be like Bojo's Maester's robes. Because he kind of took them off. That was like his big reveal. Like, haha, I am secretly a disgusting worm monster. So you'll find his robes. There's probably not much of import there. What do we think is a good drop? What would Bojo have on them that would be cool and interesting to be rewarded with for this boss battle?
I'm trying to remember. Is there a darkness component or a holy component?
That I'm like 99% certain there is. So let's look at the rewards. There is a darkness component, and there is a holy component, but the holy component's minimum tier is 6. So that's maybe an easy bit too powerful. But yeah, you know what, we there can be a darkness component. So there is a component that is all darknessy.
I have a mental image because there's a symbol related to Yevon, isn't there?
There is. I can't remember it exactly off the top of my head, so I can't do a great description of it. But if someone wants to Google an image, I can then do my best at describing it. It's kind of like a weird 8, I want to say. That's what it is in my mind. It's like a weird 8. So
my mental image is an item that is shaped like that, but when you actually take a look at it, instead of it feeling like it's holy and good, it's just pure darkness.
Okay, so one moment. I have found the image. And I wasn't entirely incorrect with my description of a weird 8. It is not a weird 8, but I see why my mind thought it was that. So let me just copy image. Yeah, you already got it. Okay, so what this image is so there is like there's an oval, but horizontal. So the ellipses. Yeah, the ellipses of it are at the side, so it's elongated that way, and there's like a 0 that is askew in the center of it, and then that oval has like 2 little wings coming down, and underneath it is, I don't really know how to describe that symbol.
A stick figure wearing robes.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a big eye with wing arms surrounding some other small thing. What it most certainly is not is a symbol of holiness and goodness, because that is, you know what? Why am I trying so hard to describe this when I can literally just do the same thing I did before to shove a bone at the teeth? I forget I can do this.
I also wanted to just draw attention to one of the properties for like darkness component or a shadow component is Fiend Eater.
Mm-hmm.
And what we were seeing when we were going through this is just a bunch of fiends that were dead.
Yeah.
So I'm just picturing like it somehow helped him just go through every single fiend we came across.
I mean, okay, so fiend is a very annoying word here, because when when it says Fiend Eater on there, it means the monster type fiend. So you know how there'll be like dragon and imp and undead. Unfortunately, in Final Fantasy X, fiend is the generic term for monster. So they would not be the same thing. In Final Fantasy X, for example, a fiend would be like a big demon-looking thing, like specifically demonic and devilish and ooh-arg, not generic monster. Well, no, you are not incorrect for having that thought pattern. That is Final Fantasy using silly words a lot of the time. And using the same words to mean different things. That's understandable confusion. So, but you most certainly could. Like, well, it's whatever you want to use it for. So, what, we just say this symbol is carved on a stone? Like, just a necklace of said symbol? A big ring of this? Like, what do you want this symbol to be on as the component you find?
I would.
Could have been. Oh, go ahead.
I was about to say, what would be the most like douchebaggy thing that Bojo would own with this symbol on it?
I was gonna say the brooch on his robes that closed his robes.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
That would. Or it could just be the whole ass robes. I'm gonna use these robes to make a sword. Don't ask me how.
Don't ask how.
Yeah, but it could be the brooch. The most douchebaggy thing. Like, see. Now I'm trying to think. Okay, this requires meta knowledge of Boris Johnson as a human being. Would it just be a fucking bike helmet?
Or like the brooch is in the shape of a bike helmet that has the Yevon symbol on it.
Oh, dear. Like, you know what? The answer is yes to all of these things. These are all correct, because they all exist in one version of reality, and no one ever knows which is the correct or canon version of reality, because all happen simultaneously and loop over each other. So each of you sees whatever it is that you wish to see, and it does not affect or damage anybody else's perception of what just happened.
We all see the epitome of douchebaggery in our vision.
There we go.
He sells douchebags and douchebag accessories.
With that, does anybody have a final comment for today's stream? And then we'll wrap it up there. What is the final in-character comment that somebody would like to make?
Reno's going to look up at Raiko as she's healing, and then look over at the worm beast remnant thingy that was, just like the ashy, like, scorch mark that was a worm at one point. Look at it, look back at them, and go, "Your religion's messed up!"
I think Raiko would kind of just nod and shrug. Go,
Just a very like, yeah.
yeah.
Reaching that conclusion myself, actually.
Sometimes it just be like that, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes it do just be like that.
So, with that, we'll wrap up today's session there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I have been, am, and will continue to be the Bardic Knock, who you can find on the internet, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube, all as the Bardic Knock. I will next be streaming tomorrow evening at stupid o'clock for me, aka like 1 a.m. for me, or 7 p.m. Central Time, to do the next session of the Knockoff Progression, a Yu-Gi-Oh series, where I have got some nerds and have convinced them to play card games with me. I'm currently winning the card games, so I'm very happy about that. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you like card games or do not like card games and want to see other people try to learn how to play card games, please consider tuning in. Because honestly, I don't remember the last time I put like active thought and planning and effort into stuff the same way I have with this. So I'm working hard on it, and I would like it to do well. Like, yes.
I want to convince able to face me in card games because I still got my desk just like, I wanna play.
So,
Come
yes,
fight me.
that is me. That is what I am doing next. ATB, who are you, please?
I'm lonely, want to play card games, but no one around.
That's
Hi,
it. That's
I
the
am.
that's the tweet.
That's it. That's my entire outro. Goodbye. Anyway, I am a tired bye. I played as Lilith, and also Noctu. I am in. Now I'm imagining Noctu wearing a tiny little bicycle helmet now, for reasons. I don't know if I will have. Don't know what I'll do with the darkness component, but I don't even know if anyone else wants the darkness component. But my brain is now saying use it to make tiny bicycle helmet for Hedgehog. You can find me basically anywhere where any of my friends hang out because I follow people around because I got no life. And sometimes you might find me here talking to Bardic during Star Wars The Old Republic streams, where it's just chaos and T'Chung's missing his wife and talking about the chaos twins of Tadava and Zarevi. And every second Thursday, so I'm over on the Undead K's channel. Last time we played Divinity because we had to cancel the Strap Barovian days, but hopefully it will be back, and if not, then I don't know what will happen. So yeah, that's my outro.
That is an outro. That was.
I'm sorry it was a terrible outro.
No, it's good. I was also just reading something at the same time, and my brain forgot to process. It's like, because I was listening, but I was reading, and I forgot to realize ATP's finished talking. Bardic, talk. It is your turn to talk, so someone else can talk. Stop reading.
Okay. Okay, I just thought it was very awkward.
No, it's
Really
fine.
just-
I was reading something and spaced out a little bit and forgot that I had to do more things. Natch, who are you?
Natural one. I am playing Malcolm. You know what? We all saw Malcolm. I don't need to go into what Malcolm is. And
Sequel
you
to
can
Dream
find
Daddy?
me. Huh?
This is a sequel to Dream Daddy.
Yeah. Just very, very horny leather daddy. There it is. It's out there. You can find me mostly on Twitter and also on my own Twitch channel, where I do mostly art and games. Actually probably gonna do a comfy art stream in maybe an hour or so. So feel free to just kind of hang out and chat and maybe do some art of your own. And yeah, I think that's all I got.
And last and not least, Rain, who are you?
I am me. I am Rain Hayes, and I play Reno Boom. I don't have anything else going on. I'm sometimes on the Star Wars streams. Usually trying to heal people that keep running ahead of me.
It's not my fault that I'm dumb.
No, you don't run ahead of me. Bardic and oh, I forgot your partner's name.
Jason.
Bardic and Jason run ahead of me because they both have jump abilities.
It was like, oop, off we go.
Tadava tries to stay behind, but then the enemy is just like, ooh, look at that yummy Zabrak.
This is why I'm developing a bounty hunter healer.
There are many options we can. Anyhow, yeah, Star Wars streams. They are fun. People. Hey Natch, do you wanna play Star Wars: The Old Republic with us? We play a lot of Star Wars: The Old Republic now. We have a guild ship.
Oh my god. I will consider it.
We have a ship, like a big fuck off ship, and I am slowly working on getting more stuff for the ship. Eventually, we're gonna decorate it with like chairs and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, chair. Did you say chairs?
Yeah, like we can decorate the ship with all kinds of stuff. Like,
I've been donating a lot of stuff to the guild decorations.
yeah.
Oh, that's a big maybe.
The chairs almost sold them.
You can come see
no, I
my
mean,
decadent palace.
I am very much intrigued by chairs, but also I have to admit I am not the world's biggest Star Wars fan.
That's totally fair. Honestly, it's this game and its prequels, Knights of the Old Republic. They're like the only things I super care about Star Wise wise. And Mandalorian was good. Everything else I'm a bit towards.
I never really finished KOTOR, so I don't even have that under my belt.
That's fair. That's fine. I mean, it's there as an option if you ever just want to come and join and hang out and all that jazz.
Probably.
Yes, those are things. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make sure I'm clicked on the right thing. That one. Do that. And with that, we're going to learn how to speak and sign off. So until next time, everybody, stay safe and happy adventures. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.